with the pain, have you had any relief in the 5 months?
I'm fine now. I'm fine. I'm sort of since I've been on the carnivore diet, it's unbelievable. Honestly, unbelievable.
So, I mean, no pain at all.
No, fine. I'm fine. Absolutely fine. Yeah, I can go. I children young with my wife. I can still play football with them. I used to go for dog walks and.
John, how did you find carnivore?
Uh, well, it all sort of started for me in 2023. We was all having a barbecue, and it was a bag of sort of ready to cook chuck on the barbecue food, cheap and nasty. We was all drinking pop and all the rest of it, and a bit later on in the evening, my chest all swelled up like a balloon, my stomach swelled up like a balloon. Um, my wife called an ambulance. They thought I was having a heart attack. Um, so yeah, I was in hospital overnight. The doctors and all, they didn't know what was wrong with me. I basically stayed in there on gas and air, and they let me out the next morning. So I sort of come home, and to be honest, I was back to normal sort of after that. But I sort of realised then, that, like 21 stone, I sort of needed to do something. So I wanted the boys to do some sort of martial arts self-defense. So we all joined a karate club. One of the sensei blokes told me there, he gave me a book. I can't remember what it was called, but it was a keto book, low carb. So I did the karate for 8 months. So I lost 4 stone in 8 months. I felt amazing. Yeah, unbelievably good, to be honest. But then sort of after that, I thought I sort of, I'd lost the weight. I thought I'd done it. So then you sort of treat yourself, and then before I know it, I'm back on the old path of I'm not training anymore. I'm eating all the junk again, and then all of a sudden I'm sort of back to square one. So it was, yeah. I in between sort of like the following 7 years from that, after I put the weight on, I was starting to get real bad indigestion, to the fact that I'd wake up in the middle of the night with stomach acid in my nose, in my throat. I couldn't breathe, sort of like waking up gasping for air. And it's only because I'm a bit pig-headed, and my wife kept saying, "Oh, you want to go to the doctors?" But I was just drinking a bottle of Gaviscon down every day. And then I think, yeah, it was about 7 years, and then COVID come along. I was at work as a delivery driver, and it was only till I didn't feel right, but then COVID was about, so I didn't know if I had a flu or whatever it was. And I remember someone coming up to me and saying, asking if I'd been on holiday, and I thought, well, what do you mean, And basically, I'd gone yellow. All the whites of my eyes had gone yellow. So I left work. I went to the doctors, and they said basically sent me to the hospital, and it was to do with bilirubin levels or something in my blood. And it was sort of. I went to hospital. They found out I had a gallstone blocking my bile duct. So, which they said I also had a gallbladder that was packed. So it needed to come out. So obviously I went back. I had this sort of camera, the endoscopy, is it, or where they put the camera through both ends and basically took the stone out. I had the stone removed, and I was waiting for an operation to have my gallbladder removed, after like loads of scans in between and all the rest of it. And in between that, I was just in dire pain. I was still getting pain. I had 12 months off work. I couldn't work because a delivery driver lifting. There's no way I could have done anything. And then I actually got an appointment to go back to hospital to have it removed, but they found out I had an abscess on my liver. I got rushed into hospital because even the consultant said to me, he said, you must have been in excruciating pain. And I've never felt pain like it. I thought I was going to die, to be honest. And I was in hospital for 9 days. Mind you, I didn't know this at the time. I just thought, it's my gallbladder playing up. And it was only when I woke up they said that we couldn't do the operation because you had an abscess on your liver. So they pretty much went in, iodine and whatever it was, cleaned it out. I then had to go on 6 weeks of antibiotics. Just pretty much drinking Slim Fast for breakfast, Slim Fast for dinner, and whatever I could for tea, because that's all I could. I couldn't do anything. And then I went back after the 6 weeks to have the gallbladder out, which I got already all worked up in the hospital. And they said I was too early for the operation, so they sent me home. And then I think I was waiting. It seems like forever. I can't remember the dates. I went. They basically told me to, in the meanwhile, whilst I'm waiting for my operation, to carry on with the Slim Fast for breakfast, Slim Fast for dinner, and maybe whatever for a meal, just to reduce like a bit of body fat to make it easier for me to get my gallbladder out. And so I eventually went back in to have an operation, and it failed again because they said my gallbladder had shrunk and it was burnt out. So it's not even working. It's packed full of stones, but it just wasn't working. So, and it would have caused me this. I had the top surgeon there for my area as well. He's retired now, but he couldn't get it out. He said it's going to cause me more damage to get it out. It could have been on a bag or whatever it was, sort of quite bad. So basically, he told me that he didn't want to do it because, so I was left on omeprazole. I put me on those I took them for the first 4 weeks, but I don't like taking any tablets, or if I don't have to. So I went down the sort of apple cider vinegar, looked down that route, and it was basically, then finding you lot. Whatever I ate, if I ate, I'd be sick all the time. I'd have chronic heartburn all the time. It was hell, really, if I'm honest. And then I just sort of thought, I've got to find something. I've got to find an alternative to, basically. In between sort of all this, I've gone back and seen my a new consultant, because the consultant that wouldn't do it, he was the best in the area, but he'd retired. So this time they wanted 2 doctors to operate on me, but this time it wouldn't be keyhole surgery. It would be, I call it barn door surgery. They wanted to proper open me up, and they said that I'd need cosmetic surgery and everything to sort of, to put me basically back together, and the wrists and all, and all this sort of thing. So I didn't go ahead with it. They basically said, sent me away on the, don't eat too much fat, don't eat too much butter, brown rice, brown bread, all the rest of it. But I couldn't do it. Everything I ate, I was sick. So, like I say, you guys with all your channels, I was hunting around for something, and it come up with, I'd already tried the keto, and that worked years ago, and it was the carnivore diet. So I thought, wow, everyone I spoke to about it said I was mad, but I know I've lost weight. I haven't weighed myself because I promised myself I wouldn't, because I did that last time, and I'm always worried that if I haven't lost enough weight in the beginning, I'm disheartened. If I have lost all the weight, I think I've done it. I can't afford to do that. So I promised myself to the summer of 2024, then I'll stand on the scales, and, all my clothes fit me loads better. I've no heartburn anymore. I feel amazing, to be honest with you, compared to what I was. Sort of, I can't believe it. And I can't help but want to tell everybody, you know, sort of.
So how long has it been on Carnivore?
I've only been doing the carnivore diet since October, last October, just gone. So for about
And
5.
5 months. And how is that? Because that's constant pain for years, right? How
Yeah,
is that now?
dire pain. I sleeping downstairs, having to sleep upright, couldn't lay down. I just couldn't do nothing. Off work for 12 months, building up loads of debt, spending all my savings, sort of, you know, nightmare, to be honest with you. Then I can always remember the doctor telling me, stay away from the butter. I cook every day in butter. I eat butter every day. You know, it's unbelievable. Uh, yeah,
Yeah. And have you with the pain, have you had any relief in the 5 months?
I'm fine now. I'm fine. I'm sort of since I've been on the carnivore diet, it's unbelievable. Honestly, unbelievable.
So, I mean, no pain at all.
No, fine. I'm fine. Absolutely fine. Yeah, I can go. I children young with my wife. I can still play football with them. I used to go for dog walks, and I mean, when I first came out of hospital, I couldn't even walk up the stairs. You know, I sort of it's like night and day. Honestly, it's like I've had to change a lot. I was uh, I was one of those people that went through life thinking, oh, nothing will ever happen to me, and I used to eat all the junk food going. But it caught up with me. You can't sort of I can't do that. But I've sort of adjusted to the way I eat. It's we go to the market. We go to a market once a month. I buy all my meat. It's cheap. Then I'm just buying eggs and cream. Do a bit of cheese. Yeah, it's cheaper. It's easy. I don't crave anything anymore. Uh,
So how has family reacted to this? I mean, they've seen you in pain for so long, and then suddenly it's like gone.
well, I've got 4 boys, and they're all starting carnival now because they've seen the change in me. You know, I've got my wife. She's had underlying health problems, and she's a carnivore now as well. She's got fibromyalgia, feels much better. She's got I think it's called medullary sponge kidney, which is a really rare disease. I think there's like one. She's the one in the count, only one in the whole county that's got it. It's a real rare disease. She still gets problems with that, but it's a lot better than what it was. I've got all my family on it now. Sort of my family living in my house. It's cheaper, and yeah, they've sort of. I think I went on about it a bit at the beginning and probably bored them all, and I just thought, right, I'm not saying nothing else. Hopefully they'll just see the results in me and sort of. I mean, I'm still in maintenance mode. I'm not the finished article yet. I know that, but I'm sort of yeah. It's brilliant.
So when you think about that, you say it's still in maintenance mode, like, and you're not going
Yeah,
to weigh yourself until summer and things like that. But I mean, the weight side of things must be a very distant second to like not having the pain, right?
yeah. I think everyone wants to look and feel better, don't they? But with me, it's the pain. The pain's gone. That's my even my everything. My mind's like just just clear. You know, I've got no. I mean, I was going through depression and everything when I was in pain. Like I've nothing.
I mean, you're in a I guess a very fortunate situation that the whole family's come along with you now. So like how are you and the family eating day to day? at the moment?
we sort of lead by. I got a lead by example, haven't I? I got 4 boys, and they all like football. Erling Haaland, he's a carnivore, and he's good. Um, it's sort of it's cheaper. Well, I mean, we all eat one meal a day.
So is that dinner?
Well, I sort of eat between 12 and 2 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
And then so you're fasting then right the way through to the next day. No problems, sort of no hunger issues. I've cut out sugar. I used to have 3 sugars in every cup of tea, and I don't have sugar anymore. I went from 3 to 2 to 1 to honey, and then nothing. It's like anything. I think after sort of you've been doing it for like the 30 days, maybe 60 days, like they say, it becomes a habit again, doesn't it? They say it's 30 days to, make a habit, 30 days to break habit. So yeah, it's just it's the new me. So
Nice. And so that one meal, is that the kind of steak and eggs or ground beef and
yeah.
eggs or?
We go to the market, and I mean, I'm not even sure. I don't even know if I know it's beef. I don't know if it's a sirloin or if it's or what it is. I mean, some of them they're massive. They're like you wouldn't believe, sort of like bigger than your dinner plate. I'll have that, 4 or 5 eggs, 2 bits of bacon. I am a bit naughty. I do have a bit of cream cheese, but a little bit of cheese as well. Sometimes, very rarely, we'll have some sausages, but only if it's like 100% pork sausages, because I don't like it if it's sort of this 58% and you don't know what all the rest of the stuff is. But yeah, that does me all the way. Don't crave nothing. From someone who used to be able to sit down, and I got down by the side of my chair. I used to have a bag of, a 12 multi bag of crisp and stuff. I'd eat all those, and we're back to back. I'm not a moderator. I can't start a bar of chocolate and put it to one side and think, yeah, I'll have the rest later. I'm doing a lot. But yeah, I don't crave nothing. It's incredible, really. I never thought I never thought I'd be able to control. I just thought I was one of those was, yeah.
It's amazing what happens once you get your blood sugar to a point where it's just flat. It's the calm that comes over you when it's like that, right?
Yeah, I just like I say, it's night and day from how I am now to how I was. I was watching a couple of carnival videos, and I can't remember the guy it was. He said he feels like he could get up and do a marathon. I feel like I could get up and just run. I can, it's incredible amount of sort of like energy. How do you put it into words? You don't know, do you? You've got to do it for, even when I try to explain it to like friends and family and stuff, you've got to do it for at least 30 days to 60 days. And then there's no going back. You ain't going to go back. What are you going to go back to? All the junk and all the misery and headaches and depression and, not for me. I'm done with all that. I can't afford all that.
That's awesome. So, like, what's your situation now with work and stuff like that? Are you back at work?
Yeah, I was a lorry driver. So I was working on the bins, which was quite handy because it would be you sort of it's task and finish. So I'm home most days by dinner time, so it fits in nice. I just get up, and what time I get home, I do my dinner, and then do whatever I got to do for the rest of the day. Go to bed, get up, go to work, come home, have my dinner, and just repeat. And yeah, sort of works for me. So I'm not taking cold meat. I'm not taking cold meat to work with me or nothing like that. I'm still eating proper when I get home, but I don't feel hungry when I'm at work. I'm getting help and helping loading and all the rest of it. It's not, I'm not just sat down all day. I sort of, because I've got that extra energy. You want to help instead of being sort of, oh, I don't have to get out. I'm quite happily set. Oh, you want to. It's sort of, and it's beneficial because the quicker you finish, the quicker you can go home. But yeah,
Well, so on that point, so just to clarify, task and finish basically means like however long it takes you, that's how long your day is.
yeah, you're paid from 6 o'clock in the morning till 2:30. But you could be, if you get the job done, I can be home by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and paid till 2:30 still. So I mean, it's not every day. It sounds amazing, doesn't it? But some days you ain't going to be back till 2:30, which means I'll have my dinner late. But 9 times out of 10, it's sort of back between sort of 11 and 1, I'd say.
So. That's awesome. That's the way most jobs should be, I think. Just do the work and then go.
That's it. Work to live, not live to work.
Yeah. Nice. So, I mean, do you have plans to go back and see your doctor?
I've got to go back and see him in 12 months' time. So that's what he said to me. The last time when I went back and seen the consultant who wanted to work on me were 2 doctors because the other doctor had retired. And even he said that if he couldn't do it, that's why they got an extra. He said that the 2 doctors, put their heads together, they might be able to do it. But I weren't willing to have the risk of being on a colostomy bag or whatever it was for the rest of my life, having all reconstructed surgery. I mean, I'm 44, no way. I ain't doing that. So there had to be another alternative, but luckily there was. So, I've got to go back and see him in 12 months' time. So see what happens.
And so at this stage, as far as they're concerned, you're eating wholemeal bread and brown rice and stuff like that?
Even they asked me, they said about the omeprazole. And he said to me, I'll never forget, he said to me that he goes, how are you getting on with it? And I said, well, I took it for the first 4 weeks. And I said, don't do nothing for me. And he still wrote it down in his book that I was taking my omeprazole. And he said that the first 4 weeks could have been the thing what looked after me. And it's not. It's the change in my diet that's helped me because, it just is. There's no way. I don't take no omeprazole. I don't take nothing. I don't know acid reflux or all the rest of it. I just eat a proper human diet and I'm all right. So, which is true.
So that's no meds at all now.
No, I'm not.
Like your meds are your food, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I don't take nothing at all.
Nice. For someone watching right now, they're probably thinking a couple of things. They're like, this is pretty hard to believe. That someone can be so sick and the doctors are like, what can we do? And there's only one doctor that can potentially do this, and he's retired. And so they're like, okay, well, now we need a team of doctors to do something.
Yeah.
Maybe. And just by changing what you eat, you're better. I mean, how can you explain that to someone?
Well, I sort of when I was looking on YouTube and all the rest of it for people in my sort of situation, but I couldn't find anybody in it. All I could find is people who had to have their gallbladder removed, the pros and cons for having your gallbladder removed. And I was thinking, well, mine don't work, and I can't have it removed. But always worried because it's still packed with stones. Always worried that one could just pop out again and block my gallduct off of my liver, and I'm back in square one all over again. But there was nothing on there. It's just you get to a point where I had no choice. I had to go on this. I'd always been told eat your 5 a day, eat all and all this stuff, and I had to go and try this crazy diet of just eating meat and eggs. And I tell you, when you're in enough pain, and nothing else works, you'll try anything. And I'm so glad I did. And it's thanks to all you lot for your YouTube videos, because if they weren't there, I'd probably still be eating brown bread and rice and suffering, if I'm honest.
So, how would you recommend someone start with this? How did you most easily stick with it?
Well, I think with in the beginning when I when the well sensei, when we was doing the karate with my boys, he gave me this book to read, and to be honest, I didn't even read it. My wife did. She does, you know, she's brilliant. She sort of looked after me through it. So I started doing the keto at first, just watching the carbs, not too many carbs, you know, just trying to cut them down about, you know, 20, no more than 20 carbs a day. Was doing, I found this bread that was sort of only 8 carbs, so I'd allow myself 2 slices of that, even though it weren't really worth having because it was so thin, and you know, but it worked, yeah. And then you just got to, I don't know, it with me, it just come down to it where this kind of, I was watching all these videos where they say, oh, you should ease yourself into this carnivore diet. It weren't. I just went boom, straight next day. That was it. All right, I was still having honey. I was still sort of, yeah, but then it just sort of fell into place. You know, it's a godsend, really. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but once you're when when there's nothing anyone can do for you, like the doctors, they would have done, you know, they were quite happy to sort of go ahead with it, even though they said they didn't want to. It was it's the risks in it. I had to weigh the risks up. Now I'm 44, I've got boys, I've got things I want to do in my life. So I got a good family network. My parents were saying, oh well, you know, you don't, you know, you shouldn't have to do it, you know, if you have because the outcome of it could have been, I would have said, like, life over for me, game over. I mean, I want to sit around and not be able to do anything all day, every day, and sort of just in pain, not, you know, who knows what the worst scenario would have been, but it was just, yeah, it's hard to explain, but I'd, I'd recommend the carnivore diet.
Mm.
But
Yeah, I understand your feeling. Like it's hard to kind of put it into words. Something that's been so simple and so life changing, right?
yeah,
Mm.
I was drinking. I don't know if you've heard of Gaviscon. You get it in a bottle, and you're supposed to have a cap full. I was drinking a bottle like that a day, just drinking it, and it would work for about half an hour, then it would come back, or just burning all the time. I can still remember waking up, honestly, with it in my throat, stomach acid in my nose. I couldn't breathe because, you know, you sort of, yeah, I'm not going back there. And that's what it was. It was just poor eating choices. I mean, I know I weren't, I did eat my 5 a day. I ate everything I was supposed to eat, plus a bit more, you know, I weren't, but even when I was told to go on the brown bread, the brown rice, I've got a plate downstairs, and it's got like the carbs, or the bit, you know, what you used to have potato, and I was doing all that. It didn't work. It just didn't work. I don't know what it was. Whatever I seemed to do, I just couldn't. It wouldn't stay down, or just felt, even just one time I could get up, I'd be sat downstairs, and within an hour or 2 hours, I had to go back to sleep. I struggled to stay awake for like 2 hours at a time when I was bad. You know, I know it does sound hard to believe, but yeah, I don't know if it was like my body's trying to go around and repair everything that's damaged in me, or whatever, but or my body's working overtime or whatever it was. But I just sort of, yeah, I just go in just to eating. I just eat meat, just eat normal food now. I'm fine. I'm I have a bit of cream. I still drink coffee. I have a bit of cream in there, So, but if that's, I mean, I used to smoke. I mean, since I've been on Carnivore, I don't even smoke anymore. It's like I've just, I mean, I've never drank or nothing like that, but I was smoking 20, 30 fags a day. And then I got on the Carnivore, and it's just like something, because I felt so good on the Carnivore. I want to check. I mean, I started the gym yesterday. I know it's only yesterday, it's early days. I went with my boys, but from a couple of years ago, I was smoking 30 a day. I was 21 stone. I sort of, was waking up with sick in my nose and me, and now I'm able to do whatever I want to do. I don't smoke anymore. I've just started the gym. I feel really good. I've got, depression, anxiety, all the rest of it. I had all that as well. But yeah, I'm good.
That's awesome. That's awesome. As a former smoker, that's awesome to hear.
Yeah.
Um, so what does the future look like for you and your family?
Well, I'm looking forward to the summer because I'm standing on the scales, and I'll email you and I'll tell you what I've lost. My boys, I just want the best for my boys, and sort of, if I could turn back time, I would have brought them all up from babies on Carnivore, knowing what I know now. Yeah, the future's bright. It's going to be, it's good. My wife as well. Hopefully, she's brilliant. She sort of backs me all the way when everyone else was telling me, "Oh, don't be daft," uh, she's stuck with me, and she's sort of benefiting from it as well now. She'll be, she's better than what she was at the start with. She's going to get a better husband out of it. We're looking after our boys better. Yeah, it's all good. The next thing is I got my dad and my mum. I want to get them on it, but they're a bit hard pushed at the moment. But I'm leading by example, because you can tell people, but if they know what I was like, then they see where, they already say to me, "Oh, you've lost loads of weight around the middle," and and all the rest of it. And I think, well, I'm eating what I want to eat. It's not like I've done all the other diets and I've starved myself and sort of. I just eat what I want to eat. I eat as much as I want when I want, and like I just eat once a day. But I've got no need to. I don't feel hungry or try and
Yeah,
explain it, isn't it? If once you know, that's the thing. But you got to give it. You got to do it yourself to sort of do, haven't you?
exactly. It's one of those things. Once you've seen it, you can't unsee it,
That's it. Yeah.
and you can't go back.
And you want to tell everybody, because
Mm.
if you just give it, I mean, what people got to lose, that's what I don't understand. Going to cost you, it's not going to cost you as much money. If you do it for like 90 days and you don't like it, at least you can say you try it, but you ain't going back once you've,
Mm.
once you sort of feel how you're supposed to feel, and just mental clarity. And I mean, you should have seen me on the leg machine yesterday. I sort of, and I haven't done anything for ages. I sort of, I haven't lost. Like I said, I struggled walking up the stairs when I had no strength for my legs or nothing. I don't know what it was. I know it's like your stomach, and they say everything starts from the stomach, but I lost all my strength. I mean, I always used to be not like really strong, but I used to be strong enough. But yeah, I'm back, so that's good.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Um, so John, if people want to reach out, do you have an Instagram or a YouTube or anything like that?
Well, I just started a YouTube channel. There's nothing on it at the moment, but there's going to be. It's called Mr. Meat Feast. But yeah, our but yeah, if you want to come along and have a look when I've got stuff on there, but I'll have the boys on there, and we're all going to do it. It's all going to be like as a family, and you know, you got to spread the word like
Yeah.
you're doing yourself. It's a good thing you're doing. But
No, that's awesome. Um, so I'll link to Mr. Meat Beast.
Meat
Yeah.
Feast,
Feast.
Mr.
Okay.
Feast.
Sure. I would have been linking to the wrong one. So I'll link to that below. And John, really appreciate your time. Thank you for coming on and sharing such a wonderful story with us.
Thank you.